You're a professional?
Are you?
That's it, Clark. Show him who's boss.
Oh, we're all in this together.
Hey everybody, what's going on? I am Mr. Clark Griswold. Welcome back to the channel. And if this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. You can get a hold of me on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. I answer questions in DMs there. I also put out other stock information there, plays, setups, etc. You can also comment below on the YouTube channel. And speaking of the YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and click that bell. That bell will send you out the notifications that I put a new video out. And we do put them out daily, or at least try to. So what happened in the market today? We had a lot of reversal setups, and not a lot of them hit. And it basically, we are left with a whole bunch of inside bars leading into tomorrow. Inside bars show consolidation. And there are a ton of them. I think I've got 50 on my list here. We'll try and rip through them as fast as I can. I don't even know if we'll go through all of them. We'll see what the time looks like. But let's get started, and we will start with Airbnb. ABNB is the ticker symbol. We have an inside bar here. I have it showing at the bottom of my broadening formation. Possible time frame continuity if we go to the upside, and we're going to be looking for calls at 147.35. If it does follow time frame continuity to the downside, we'll be playing 140.20 buying puts. Next up we have Adobe, and this is a 3-1 setup, an outside bar followed by an inside bar. Rich at Trading Wars would call this his holy grail, and it's a powerful pattern. Again, we have some consolidation. We will look for calls at 514.31 and puts at 499.71. I know I've told you guys this before on my other videos, but when I first started trading options, all I did was trade these inside bars. I'd buy if it crossed up, I'd buy off or buy calls if it crossed the trigger, and I'd buy puts if it went below. And I've kind of developed and grown, and I still play them, obviously, but I've advanced into playing other setups as well. Next up, AFRM Holdings, AFRM, calls at 58.43, puts at 52.78. AMC is next up. Again, another inside bar. If we continue downward, that's full time frame continuity, which means we would be red on the day, the week, the month, including the quarter and the year. So we are buying calls at 1660. We're buying puts at 1555, as indicated by these two trigger lines. AMD, inside bar, full time frame continuity to the downside. Calls are at 114.87, puts are at 109.89. AMZN, Amazon, calls $2,872.12, puts $2,760.90. Next up, BABA, BABA, Alibaba Group Holdings. This is not an inside bar setup. This is a reversal setup. So we have a 2 down followed by a 2 up, but it did finish red. So I will be looking for a reversal on this, buying puts at 118 bucks as the trigger. And as you see here, we do have full time frame continuity, day, week, month, quarterly, and yearly. BIDU, inside bar setup, calls at 153.39, puts at 146.04. DDOG, Rich's Holy Grail setup. Trading Wars, we have a 3 followed by a 1. 3 meaning it's an outside bar, 1 meaning it's an inside bar, if we're doing it according to the Strat. Calls would be at 134.14, puts at $125 triggers. Dollar Tree DLTR, calls at 132.73, puts at 128.63 with another Holy Grail setup. And here you can see we've hit exhaustion. We are at the bottom of, or at least we hit the bottom of the broadening formation, and this would be our trigger to go higher up to the top. Not saying that it would hit that tomorrow, obviously, but hopefully would be on that way up. Probabilities would tell us. Next up, DOCU, DOCU, Sign Inc. Inside bar, calls at 122.38, puts 114.76. And I should have told you guys this at the beginning of the video. If you want to just grab a piece of paper and a pen, you can write these down as we go through them, and you guys pick 4 or so that you want to watch tomorrow and play those. I would look, me personally, the ones that have the full time frame continuity to one side. Those are the ones I would tend to watch more closely. But you guys can do whatever you like. And as well, what I've started doing at the bottom of the videos is putting little chapters in, so you can just go into the description, find the stock that you want to look at, and just click on that little time link, and it'll take you straight to that part of the video. Let's keep moving on here. We'll go into Etsy, ETSY. Inside bar, calls at 153.68, puts at 142.43. Facebook, Meta Platforms, calls at 306.15, puts at 297.44. Next up is Monster Energy. We have another Holy Grail pattern, or a 3-1 setup. Calls at 87.32, puts at 85.37. And you can look at this. I think this was one of them. So if we go to the weekly, currently the weekly is showing green. But if we break this trigger, this line here, this 85.37, on the daily, which is our trigger, that will push our time frame continuity on the week to red. So we will have full time frame continuity to the downside. So that's something to pay attention when you see these day, week, month, and the week is green. You can always go look into the week, check back, and see if that trigger will push that weekly or whatever the time frame is into the opposite direction. Next up on the list, MA MasterCard. Inside bar, calls 347.15, puts at 330.4. LULU usually has really high premiums. Calls at 315.73, puts at 305.24. Lowe's, LOW, 3-1 setup, Holy Grail pattern. 232.02 to the upside, 224.61 to the downside. Lucid, Auto Group, EV Play, LCID, calls at 37.52, puts at 35.17. And guys, let me know if this microphone is working okay. You can comment down below saying yes or no. I did get a new microphone today, and we should have lost all the breaking up that it was doing and all the static that it was hitting. So we'll see how it works. Coca-Cola Company, KO, inside bar, calls at 60.05, puts at 58.69. You see we are red on the weekly. So if we go into the weekly, and again, if we break to the high side, that'll push our weekly time frame green, as our trigger would be here. This would pop up here, and we would become green. So we would have time frame continuity to the upside. Home Depot, another 3-1 setup. These are powerful, powerful setups here. These are other ones that I would be looking at to play if you guys aren't comfortable with the time frame continuity. I would look at the 3-1 setups as the ones I was looking at most closely. So calls at 361.68 on Home Depot, puts at 352.19. Keep going here into Goldman Sachs GS, calls at 343.11, puts at 331.1. Google GOOG, again for the small accounts, Google usually has high premiums when buying the options. So calls at 25.87.43, puts at 25.27.84. Moderna MRNA. This is not an inside bar or an outside bar. This is a reversal play. So we have a 2 down followed by a 2 up. It is red with full time frame continuity to the downside. So if I'm looking at this play as a setup, my setup, I'm looking for a reversal on this to the downside at 150.21. I would be buying puts here. And looking for targets somewhere around this 138.39 range. Don't be afraid to take profits if you have them. Peloton, another inside bar. We're taking calls at 29.73, puts at 26.42. As Rob Smith would call it, Mr. Softy, Microsoft. Inside bar, calls 294.86, puts 285.24. Neo, what do we have here? Neo calls at 25, puts at 23.40. We did hit the bottom of the broadening formation. We also do have full time frame continuity to the downside. So we'll see what happens with Neo tomorrow. NVIDIA NVDA calls 229.46, puts 219.92. Let's see if we come back up through this broadening formation, or we just continue downwards through the full time frame continuity. ORCL Oracle inside bar, full time frame continuity to the downside. Calls at 82.09, puts at $80.22. SPY, one of the ETFs I love to trade. I trade this almost every day, or at least I try to. Inside bar, calls 439.78, puts 434.47. Pins, PINS, inside bar, 30.20 for calls and 28.38 for puts. Palantir Technologies, PLTR, we have a reversal on this one. So again, we have a 2 down followed by a 2 up, that's red. We break this low of 12.78, and this weekly will turn into a red week. So that will gain us the full time frame continuity to the downside. Plug Power, PLUG, full time frame continuity to the downside. Calls at 20.33, puts at $18.97. PayPal, inside bar, calls 160.9, puts 155.23. I am at the bottom of my broadening formation, so let's see what happens with PayPal tomorrow. QQQ, Invesco, QQQ Trust with the NASDAQ. Full time frame continuity to the downside. Calls at 351.11, puts 341.6. Roblox, RBLX, inside bar. Full time frame continuity to the downside. $70.01 for calls and $64.71 for buying puts. ROKU, inside bar. Sorry, not an inside bar. We have a reversal. So again, we have a 2 down followed by a 2 up, barely. That's red. The reversal, we'll be looking for puts at 147.48. This purple line, our trigger. Starbucks SBUX inside bar calls at 98.11, puts at 95.11. Ford Motor Company F inside bar calls at 20.31, puts at 19.56. SEC Limited inside bar, looking for full time frame continuity to the downside here. If tomorrow's goes red, it will do that if we cross the 139.28 trigger for puts and 149.36 for calls. Snap SNAP reversal setup. Again, 2 down, 2 up. That's red. We hit the trigger of 30.08 and we are going short on this one. We're buying puts. TDOC, TDOC, inside bar, calls at 75.33, puts at $70.39. TECL, inside bar, let's get this fixed. Inside bar and full time frame continuity to the downside. Calls at 59.62, puts at 54.24. Target TGT 3-1 setup, full time frame continuity to the downside. Calls at 218.67, puts $212.95. TTD, the Trade Desk Inc. inside bar, calls at 65.52, puts at 62.25. The week is green. We likely won't hit full time frame continuity on the trigger on this one. Let's see where TTD ends up tomorrow. Twitter, TWTR, inside bar, calls at 35, puts at 33.62. Uber, full time frame continuity to the downside, calls at 36.10, puts at 34.48. VRM, Vroom Inc., 3-1 setup again, powerful setup. $8 we're buying calls, and $7.21 we are triggering to the downside and buying puts. LYFT, Lift Inc., inside bar, 37.07 for calls, 35.42 for puts. CMG, Chipotle Mexican Grill, 3-1 setup, whole rich from Trading Wars, Holy Grail, 1,399.88 we're buying calls, $1,359.22 we are going short and buying puts. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I went through about 50 plays there for you guys to pick and choose from. There are a ton. As I said, I would pick the ones that are showing full time frame continuity to one side or the other. Those are the stronger setups. Again, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell, follow me on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.